My goddess Palki Sharma is spouting nonsense again on issues she completely misunderstands, a bad habit she has had for years. As a journalist, she treats lying and ignorance as her trademarks, utterly shameless. On her show, she questioned U.S. President Trump's refusal to allow Taiwan leader Lai Ching-te to transit through the U.S. to avoid provoking China. She claimed that Taiwan leaders transiting the U.S. is a long-standing tradition, and Biden allowed Tsai Ing-wen to transit during his term, continuing this practice. But Trump is clearly more pragmatic. He does not want to anger China, and even stated he might visit China. This outcome obviously frustrates Palki greatly, because Trump has always treated their dogs with sticks, not dog food. Taiwan's TSMC has contributed to the U.S., helping it gain an edge in the critical chip and AI sectors of the technology war, one of the few areas where the U.S. holds an advantage. Despite such significant contributions, Trump still refuses to reward them with dog food, even denying symbolic support like transiting the U.S. Meanwhile, the Bharat Empire, as Trump calls the king of tariffs, a country with no cards to play, is repeatedly humiliated by China and Pakistan in border conflicts, only taking advantage of the U.S. Its status as a watchdog is clearly inferior to Taiwan's, and its future is predictably bleak. Trump has repeatedly humiliated Modi and India in public, stating that India's wars have nothing to do with the U.S. and confirming that 5 Indian warplanes were shot down. He imposed tariffs on India while demanding it open its agriculture market or face harsher penalties. Facing Trump's humiliation, the man Palki considers famously tough adjusted his skirt and chose to kneel. It can be said that after enduring military humiliation from China and Pakistan, Modi also suffered Trump's psychological humiliation, yet he is powerless. All of Palki's fantasies about the Bharat Empire have shattered, so she can only rely on lies to numb herself, spouting nonsense on her show. She said Lai Ching-te visited several American countries because they recognized Taiwan as a country, clearly indicating her brain must have been damaged by some impact. Taiwan is not a country. According to its own passport, it is called the Republic of China. Taiwan's main ethnic group is Han, the same as mainland China, and its dialect is Minnan, like China's Fujian province. Taiwanese people commonly speak Mandarin, just like mainlanders. Taiwan is undoubtedly part of China, and no country has ever recognized a non-existent Taiwan nation. As a journalist, if Palki lacks basic political knowledge, she should return to school for further study. Perhaps her education, like her master Modi's, is fabricated. After all, in the Bharat Empire, faking credentials is not shameful at all. They use these fake credentials to deceive Western immigration offices, successfully immigrating. They also use fake credentials to deceive companies in Silicon Valley, Indianizing it in just over a decade, causing the once technologically superior U.S. to decline rapidly and embarrass itself in the technology war with China. Even Trump has publicly demanded that U.S. companies hire fewer Indians, showing how harmful they are. One thing she got right is that Lai Ching-te hoped to recall parliament members to let pro-independence parties gain a majority, but suffered a crushing defeat. In the 25 recall campaigns held a few days ago, he faced a 100% failure rate. Taiwanese people used their votes to tell him his dream of Taiwan independence is shattered. The division between the two opposition parties allowed his minority party to take power, bringing the shadow of war to Taiwan. But Taiwanese people are not fools. They do not want to fight their mainland compatriots, so this vote is just the beginning. The days of pro-independence parties will get tougher because more and more Taiwanese people are working and living in the mainland. They enjoy citizen treatment there, and the mainland's clean, modern cities, advanced infrastructure, shared language, and common culture make them feel at home. Many big influencers who once supported independence now openly say they are Chinese and oppose independence. Some moderates also hope not to let political issues sever cultural ties across the strait. After all, for Taiwanese people, mainlanders treat them as compatriots, while Americans treat them as watchdogs who must bring their own dog food. Taiwanese commentator Lee Ao said this years ago, and I use it to describe Indians who love being watchdogs. Now, Taiwanese people have seen through it all and are unwilling to be America's watchdogs. Thus, peace across the strait is promising, and the consensus that Chinese do not fight Chinese is mainstream. For mainland Chinese, defeating the U.S. in trade wars, technology wars, or any other wars provoked by the U.S. is the best way to prove their strength to Taiwanese compatriots. Chinese people act with deeds, unlike the Bharat Empire, which only brags but is constantly humiliated in real battles, kneeling and surrendering under pressure. Trump does not disrespect India. He disrespects all countries without strength. He does not disrespect Modi. He disrespects all politicians with no cards to play, and Lai Ching-te is the same. In Trump's mind, the only people with cards to play are his good friends Putin and Xi Jinping. Perhaps Kim Jong-un has a few cards, but Modi truly has none. Xi Jinping has the most cards, so Trump would never offend Xi for a watchdog like Lai Ching-te. After India's defeat in air combat and severe humiliation by Pakistan, Trump's attitude shows that the U.S. would never offend China and Pakistan for a watchdog like India because Modi has no cards. At a press conference, he confirmed that 5 Indian warplanes were shot down just to satisfy his own vanity, while Modi and the Indian government are not even as important as his vanity. Palki may be schizophrenic these days. On one hand, she needs to boast that India has achieved great success, surpassing the Chinese Communist Party. On the other hand, she has to report that Modi sent his servants to China to beg for rare earths and other components. After being rejected by China, Modi announced welcoming Chinese tourists and allowing Chinese joint ventures in India. But these actions starkly contradict Palki's claim that India does not need China at all. Even more laughable, Chinese netizens mock India, saying no one wants to travel to a shithole or invest in a scam hub. The reality Palki must face is that whether it is mainland China, Hong Kong, Macau, Taiwan, or overseas Chinese countries like Singapore, or Chinese Americans, they have all achieved great success and reputation. They are respected worldwide with high credibility. The current battle over cutting-edge chip and AI technology is essentially an internal war among Chinese of different nationalities. Meanwhile, the Bharat Empire's reputation in most countries equates to scams, theft, littering, and public defecation. I hope she lies less and brags less. That man in a skirt is not a tough guy. He is a cowardly, timid liar who has brought no honor to India, but instead made it a global laughingstock. 11 years. How much longer will you lie for him?